Hello, my wonderful viewers. This is Desmond Gray of Gallant Integrated Media. How are you guys doing out there? I'm sure you guys are enjoying your weekend. And the title of the episode of today is Africa's Contemporary True Picture, Part 2. Before I proceed, please, we want to place on record that Gallant Integrated Media commiserates with the government and people of Libya on the flooding incidents that has claimed over 11,300 lives. We really commiserate with them. May the souls of the victims rest in peace. Amen. So please, I want to crave your indulgence. Should you have not subscribed to this channel, please help us do subscribe. Activate the notification bell. Like what we do, share and comment. And we'll be glad. And we'll always do our best to give you value for your time. Thank you so much. In my usual way, I like extrapolations. And today I have a very wonderful extrapolation that tickles my fancy so much. An extrapolation that hit the hammer on the nail, given Africa's current trajectory. And I quote, if you permit me, with each new day in Africa, a gazelle wakes up knowing he must outrun the fastest lion or perish. At the same time, a lion stares and stretches, knowing he must outrun the fastest gazelle or starve. It's not different for human race. Whether you consider yourself a gazelle or a lion, you have to run faster than others to survive. End of quote. And this is from Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the leader of Dubai. My wonderful viewers, this is part 2 of an episode we did last time, talking about Africa. It's worrisome for every right-thinking African that a continent that's supposed to be the envy of all is the continent that is being mocked by all. Not because this continent hasn't got anything to work for it or to work for her, but the continent has both material and human resources, rich in volume and size, to surmount every other continent, economic-wise, even beyond economic. Yet those things seem not to be working because Africa has been unable to galvanize what has been given to her by nature to prosper, thereby leaving Africans and the majority of Africans living in poverty and penury. Africa being like going back to what we can call neocolonialism and slavery, modern day slavery. That is worrisome. We're all not going to be leaders, just as we all not going to be followers. We're all not going to be politicians, but we're all going to be partakers of what happens in our land. We are worried about a whole lot of things in Africa, spanning security, economy, migration, just name it. More especially security and the economy. But you can't discuss these two in isolation, the security and the economy, So the reason there is this outcry for economy today could be traceable to the security standing of Africa today, where people are left ungoverned, where policies does not touch the life of people that the policy are meant for. Certain questions need to be asked. Certain questions need to be asked. Basically, there are a lot of things Africa is supposed to do that we are not doing. We have leaders that cares less about the people, and we have people that feels okay with whatever the leader dishes out to them. Very few voices that has raised against the status quo lacks courage and motivation from the entire populace of Africa. And that's the crux of the matter. Because when somebody is stepping on your toe and you feel relaxed, the person might not even know that he has stepped on your toe. But when you make some noise or like reach out to him or just make him know that he's stepping on your toe, possibly if the person is not getting out of your toe, then you can now know that it's a deliberate act to harm you. What if it's not deliberate? So voices must be raised. That's the question. That's what everyone is saying today. That's what people are worried about. Why Africa is not raising voices? People consider their voices as tiny, as it can't go anywhere. Raise it. Add it to the existing voices. Africa is a continent where you wake up without knowing where you are going to. There's no sense of direction. Nothing seems to be working. Even if it is working, it is just working for the few, against the generality of the people. So many questions has been asked with no answer being provided. Ask yourself as you're watching this video, ask yourself, at what condition could a man find himself that he could be given arm to stage a fight or war against his own state? At what stage? At what condition will a man be that he don't value his life anymore? Yeah, because when life means nothing to people, the same people begin to constitute misery and pain to life in general. When a man doesn't find reasons to be alive, he now decides to create reasons for death for himself and for others. Ask yourself. Yeah, every other day in Africa, we hear government or leaders talking about insurgents, fight against insurgents, and all this. Have we ever introspected? Have we ever questioned what are the immediate and remote causes of insurgents in Africa? How and why are these people being mobilized to bear arms? What could make a man so vulnerable that he could easily be tapped? He could easily be manipulated to fight against his own nation. At what condition could a man be that his life could just be that? These are questions that we need to ask. If it is easy to mobilize insurgents against the continent of Africa, then what effort is Africa making to demobilize these insurgents against herself? Or is it just by radio announcement? Is it by television announcement, by announcement on pages of newspapers? With all Africa has, they are all being mismanaged, being embezzled by very few, when many people are dying and suffering. There is no political connotation to what I'm saying. There is no partisanship or political partisanship in what I'm saying here. We are talking about Africa, our own continent. If you have not been in a system that works, you wouldn't know what it is when a system is not working. If you don't know what it means for institutions to be active and working, you wouldn't know what it means when institutions are dead and decayed. You wouldn't, if you have not been in an environment where serenity is the order of the day, you wouldn't know what it is to find yourself in an environment that is outrightly messed. This is the situation in Africa. We're talking about government coming up with policies that will touch the life of everyone, no matter how little. That will give people the sense that their life is important, that their life matters to their people. Yeah, we can come up with several hashtags as much as we can in other continents. Black life matters, this one matters. Yes, these are wonderful. But in our own continent, where we come from, the origin of the black man, does actually the life of the black man matter in Africa, where he comes from, where he doesn't claim to be racially worked against? Does our life matter in our own continent? We Africans, let's ask ourselves this question. Does our life matter in our own continent? If it matters, why the insurgents everywhere? Why are Africans drowning at Mediterranean Sea and other seas in trying to cross Europe to seek for economic succor? Why? If our life matters in our own continent. Is it that we don't have something, or that we don't have all it takes to make our life flow? We have. So why are we being treated like our life doesn't matter in our own land? And you think another person will treat you right? Of course, the West is doing everything to accommodate us. But are we actually accommodated by our own people? This is the question. That is why voices are all required to rise up. We need voices everywhere, no matter how tiny your voice is. Add it to every existing voice that is around. Let's make it known to these people that they are suffocating us. Today is a mockery. Let the poor breathe. Let the poor breathe. That has become a political mockery. But I'm not going there. You see, what we are asking for is not out of the, it's not something that is not affordable. What we are asking for is not something that we cannot get. These are things that we can get without stretch, without any stretch of stress. How could we be living, making the life of our young people miserable, making their life seem like it is not needed, it doesn't matter, such that these people could, in reaction, bear arms against our own state? Yeah, because you, as a government official, you can afford to buy bulletproof cars, so you don't care about other people that dies like fowls. We're all not going to live in castles and luxury mansions. But we all need shelter. We all need shelter. We're all not going to be rich and affluent. But abject poverty is a taboo. We're all not going to have equal privilege. But we all need equal preservation of our rights. We're all not going to be assigned individual securities, but we all need to be secured. All Africans are not going to be graduates of Oxford, Cambridge, and Harvard, but Africans need education. We're not going to have the privilege of flying abroad for medical treatment, but we all need good health service delivery. And it's not too hard it's not too difficult to ask for. And it's not too difficult to do. You know, no one is expecting anybody to eradicate poverty outrightly. But we don't want systemic and institutional imposed poverty. No, we don't want that. When people are working hard to survive, the government is coming up with the policies that are designed to push, like a pushback to the industry and the strong will of the people. Government is coming up with the policies that stand like a pushback, push them back to poverty. That's where they belong. That is wrong. That is wrong. We cannot continue like that. We're not going to have the privilege of having luxury dishes, exotic meals, and all that. But we all need food to live. We all need food. Eat your luxury food, eat all your wonderful meals and all that, but the people of Africa need food. Need food to sustain their life and health. We need it. Africa belongs to all of us. We're all not going to be politicians. All shops are not going to close. Hospitals are not going to close. Schools are not going to close because everyone wants to be a politician. But we all need level playground. We all need level playground. You know, Africa has all it takes to service her people. What is happening? Raise your voice, fellow Africans. Raise your voice. That's what the tone of this message is. Raise your voice. Don't keep quiet. When politicians come with this sense of importance, let us come up with giving them that less relevant. Let's make them less relevant. When their sense of importance becomes too much, let's make them less relevant. Stop trooping to their houses. Stop trooping to their offices. Make them not matter anymore. They will seek for your concern. They will seek for attention. Trust me, they will. The way we worship, the way we turn them to think gods, the way we worship them. You understand? The way we worship our leaders in Africa, trust me, is good enough to blow their head overboard. We don't need that. We don't need that. We are all stakeholders. Imagine politicians, when they want to talk about stakeholders, they now exonerate all of us as if we don't belong to Africa. They will be searching for so-called every other place. If you are not being in a system that works, you wouldn't know what people that find themselves in a system that doesn't work are losing. You have not been in a system that institutions are actively working. You wouldn't know that because of that activeness of the institutions, the people are equally active and the system now revolves and works for everybody. That is what we need in Africa. We have all it takes to make it that way, and that's all we need. And if you permit me, in rounding up, I will come up with the last quote for the episode. And I quote, "It always seems impossible until it is done." End of quote from Nelson Mandela. Africans, let's rise up. Let's raise our voice. Let's stand strong and refuse being subdued. Refuse being maligned. Refuse being treated as if we are nobody in our own land. Let's all rise and claim our right. Don't bear arms. Stage it anywhere you can do it, but don't bear arms. Don't destroy things. Don't burn things. And Africa will be better for it. Thank you so much for watching. I will end it here today.